The first thing people noticed was that Whisper Hollow County stopped appearing on maps. Not all at once, just small things. A highway exit number gone. A gray blur where a green patch used to be. GPS rerouting drivers in circles, calmly apologizing for temporary data loss. The locals joked about it. The rest of the country didn't notice at all. Then people started disappearing. I noticed because I catalog disappearances for a living. Unsolved ones. The kind that don't make sense even after the press moves on. Whisper Hollow County caught my eye because every missing person report ended the same way. Last known location, home. No abandoned cars. No witnesses. No signs of struggle. People went to sleep and failed to wake up to the world. I drove there on a wet October afternoon, past rusted silos and forests so dense they swallowed sound. My phone lost service 10 miles out. The radio fizzed into static, then, very briefly, into my own voice, saying my name. That should have been my first clue to turn back. Whisper Hollow County felt unfinished. Houses sat perfectly maintained but empty, as if their owners had stepped out for milk 20 years ago and never returned. Mailboxes overflowed with letters addressed in handwriting that looked too familiar. At the sheriff's office, I met Deputy Ellen Shaw. She looked exhausted in a way sleep couldn't fix. "You won't find answers," she said before I asked a question. "Everyone who tries to explain it ends up missing too." I asked her who wasn't missing. She hesitated. "The ones who stay awake." That night, I rented the only motel still operating. The clerk warned me not to sleep longer than 90 minutes at a time. He said it casually, like reminding someone to lock their car. I laughed it off. I shouldn't have. The disappearances began in the 1950s. Families. Entire classrooms. A church congregation, mid-hymn. The record stopped abruptly in 1999. After that, there were no official reports, just handwritten notes hidden in libraries, taped under diner tables, carved into trees. If you dream, it notices you. It learns you while you sleep. Maps are the first thing it eats. I thought it was mass hysteria. A shared legend to cope with grief. Then I found my own name. It was written inside an old county atlas, on a page that should have shown Whisper Hollow County but didn't. The ink was fresh. Below it, a note. "You've been here before." That night, I stayed awake. At least, I tried. Time stretched strangely. The motel clock skipped minutes like a scratched record. Around 3:17 a.m., the walls began to breathe, not moving, just listening. My reflection in the bathroom mirror lagged half a second behind my movements, smiling when I didn't. I heard footsteps outside my door. Slow. Patient. A voice whispered, perfectly matching my own. "You already chose us once." The second twist came with the sunrise. Whisper Hollow County was gone. Not empty, absent. Roads ended in fog. Buildings faded if I looked at them too long. The motel room had no door anymore, just wallpaper where it used to be. Deputy Shaw found me sitting on the floor, shaking. "You remembered," she said softly. "That's bad." She told me the truth. Whisper Hollow County doesn't lose people. It collects them. Every few decades, it chooses someone to leave, to carry the story out. Someone obsessed enough to return. When they do, the county finishes the job. The missing don't die, she said. They become residents. I asked her how she knew. She rolled up her sleeve. Under her skin, faint lines moved slowly, like roads being redrawn. I disappeared in 1987, she said. So did you. I tried not to sleep. That was the rule. The only rule that mattered. But Whisper Hollow County had already learned me once, and it knew my habits better than I did. It knew the way exhaustion softened my thoughts, how fear eventually blurred into silence. I drank coffee until my hands shook. I bit my tongue to stay awake. I set alarms every 5 minutes. None of that mattered. Because Whisper Hollow County doesn't wait for sleep. It waits for forgetting. The first thing to go was sound. My apartment grew unnaturally quiet. No traffic. No voices. No hum of electricity. When I snapped my fingers, the noise felt swallowed before it reached my ears. The walls had started doing that listening thing again, tight, attentive, like skin pulled over bone. I checked the atlas. The red dot had spread. Not outward, inward. Streets from Whisper Hollow County now threaded through my neighborhood, thin gray veins creeping across the page. Some of the street names were wrong. Some were names I recognized. My childhood street. My school. My mother's handwriting. I slammed the book shut. Someone knocked. It was Deputy Ellen Shaw. Except she hadn't aged since Whisper Hollow County. Her uniform looked faded, like it had been washed too many times in bad water. Behind her, my hallway stretched longer than it should have, the lights flickering in a slow, uneven rhythm. "You shouldn't have come back," she said. "I didn't," I replied. "It followed me." She nodded. "That's how it expands." She stepped inside without waiting for permission. The door closed on its own, softly, like a mouth sealing shut. "You're not the first carrier," she said. "Just the first one who noticed before it finished." Here was the truth she hadn't told me before. Whisper Hollow County isn't a place. It's a gap. A wound in geography where memory erodes faster than time. When enough people forget a place, it hollows out. Roads lose meaning. Maps lose certainty. Eventually, the place wakes up and starts replacing what it lost, with people. Disappearances are how it rebuilds itself. And now, Ellen said, looking around my apartment, it's rebuilding here. The second twist came when I checked the missing persons database. It no longer showed Whisper Hollow County cases. Instead, it showed me. Status, unresolved. Last known location, home. The timestamp was dated tomorrow. I asked Ellen what happens next. She didn't answer. She just pointed at the window. Outside, my city was wrong. Buildings repeated themselves every few blocks. Street signs flickered between names. People walked in looping paths, their faces blank, movements slightly delayed, as if they were being rendered in real time. They don't know they're already gone, she said. That's the kindest part. I felt it then. The pulling. Not physical, conceptual. Like my name was being erased letter by letter. I tried to say it out loud and stumbled halfway through. My reflection in the mirror blinked when I didn't, then turned its head slightly toward the wall. Toward Whisper Hollow County. You can still stop it, Ellen said. How? By staying. If I stayed, truly stayed, Whisper Hollow County would collapse back inward. It could only expand by sending someone out. A witness. A storyteller. A mapmaker. And you? I asked. She smiled sadly. I already belong to it. The final twist arrived quietly. I agreed. The moment I did, the apartment snapped back into normalcy. Sound returned. Cars roared. My phone buzzed with missed notifications. The atlas on my desk crumbled into dust. Ellen was gone. So was the red dot. Whisper Hollow County vanished completely. No maps. No records. No stories. I was free. Until someone emailed me 3 weeks later. Subject: Have you heard of Whisper Hollow County? Attached was a photo. A brand new highway sign on the edge of town. Exit 61, Whisper Hollow County. Below it, freshly installed. And under the dirt, faint but visible. My name. Painted in white.